General Hospital spoilers reveal that Jason is beginning to realize that protecting Sasha is not just about keeping her safe from immediate threats, but also a long-term battle against dangerous forces that are quietly watching. Sasha's enemies are not only smugglers or people with personal grudges against her, but also underground powers who want to target the child she is carrying. This is putting more pressure on Jason, as he is not only protecting a person, but an unborn life. Although he is known for being able to control situations in any circumstance, Jason is starting to feel cornered. He is used to protecting others with violence and ruthlessness in the underworld, but this time is different. Sasha is not someone who can easily adapt to dangers like Carly or Sam have done before. She is not a warrior, nor is she prepared to face the threats that are approaching. She is just a woman trying to rebuild her life, but fate has once again pushed her into a whirlpool of plots and dangers. Jason knows that he cannot handle everything alone. That is why he must turn to Carly, the only one he trusts completely. Carly has always understood him best, willing to stand by him even in the most dangerous situations. But this time, Carly's help is not just a spontaneous act, it is a decision that could completely change their lives. Carly has said before that she doesn't want to be involved in the dangers of the underworld anymore, but can she refuse when her best friend needs her more than ever? She understands the risks she may face, but she cannot stand by and watch Jason fight alone. Carly has never been someone who could sit on the sidelines when her loved ones need help, and this time, Jason is the one who needs her most. However, there is a bigger problem Carly must face. How long can she keep this secret? Carly is ready to help Jason protect Sasha, but if Michael finds out the truth that the child is really his, will Carly be strong enough to keep up the lie? Carly has always put family first, and if she has to choose between protecting Jason and helping Michael regain his right to be the child's father, will she make the right decision? Meanwhile, Jason cannot avoid his own doubts and worries. He has always been a warrior, a man who does not back down from any enemy, but this time he is fighting something he cannot control, his emotions. He knows he is entering a dangerous game, one that, if he fails, could completely destroy everything he has been trying to protect. But if he does nothing, can Sasha and the baby survive in a world full of conspiracies and dangers? With everything going on, this battle is no longer just about Jason and Sasha. It is pulling Carly in deeper, and once Carly steps into the game, there will be no turning back. She will have to choose between her loyalty to Jason and her motherhood to Michael. Meanwhile, Jason will have to face the biggest question of his life. Can he continue living with this lie, or is it time for the truth to be exposed? This story is becoming an uncontrollable storm, and once everything erupts, no one can predict how bad the consequences will be. Jason, Carly, Sasha, and Michael, all of them are caught in a whirlpool of secrets, conspiracies, and irreversible decisions. And when everything is revealed, who will be hurt the most? Carly couldn't believe what Jason just revealed. The secrets he had been keeping all this time were finally brought to light, and it left Carly stunned. Sidwell was not just a simple threat, he was manipulating everything in Port Charles, targeting the people Carly loved most. From Michael to Sasha, from Sonny to Jason himself, everyone was being drawn into a dangerous game with an unpredictable outcome. Carly felt anger rising, not because Jason kept some information from her, but because she knew they were facing an enemy who would do anything to achieve his goals. Sidwell was not like Cyrus or any previous enemy. He had money, power, and a vast network to manipulate both politics and the underworld. But what scared Carly the most was the fact that Sidwell was targeting Jason directly, and once that happened, no one could guarantee that Jason wouldn't become the next target. Carly knew she and Jason couldn't hesitate any longer. If they didn't act now, everything they had worked to protect would collapse. Sasha and her unborn child were in danger, and no matter how strong Jason was, he couldn't fight alone. Carly was not someone to stand by idly, she had fought bigger battles than this before, and she wasn't afraid to do it again. But this time, a small mistake could bring everything down. Carly and Jason had to carefully plan their moves, because Sidwell didn't just have a simple plan, he had calculated every possibility. Carly understood that if they wanted to take down Sidwell, they needed to act like true predators, strike when he thought he was in control. Jason couldn't hide the tension in his eyes. He knew Carly was strong, but he also knew she wasn't invincible. He didn't want her to get hurt, but if they didn't deal with Sidwell together, neither of them would have a chance to survive. Carly took a deep breath, trying to calm herself. She couldn't let her emotions control her right now. Sidwell might think he was in control of everything, but Carly Spencer was not a puppet to be easily manipulated. If he wanted a fight, he was going to get a battle he couldn't predict. She looked at Jason, her eyes full of determination. "We have to strike before he acts," Carly said decisively. "We won't let him gain the upper hand." Jason nodded, understanding that they had no time to waste. They both knew this could be the biggest battle they had ever faced, but once they made their decision, they wouldn't back down. This fight wasn't just about Jason, Sasha, or themselves, it was about all the people they loved. Sidwell thought he could control everything, but he didn't know that Carly Spencer and Jason Morgan were ready for an unrelenting counterattack. Cody will inadvertently reveal the secret about the identity of Sasha's baby's father to Drew and Selena, a mistake that could completely change the dynamics that Sasha, Jason, and Carly are trying to control. This incident not only puts Sasha in a dangerous position but also allows those with bad intentions to exploit this information for their own purposes. Drew and Selena are not easily deceived, and once they have this important information, they will use it in ways Sasha couldn't foresee. Drew has become increasingly ruthless in his plans, and he might use this secret to put pressure on Jason and Sasha. Knowing Michael is truly the father could give Drew leverage to manipulate the situation, especially since he has bigger plans targeting Carly and Jason. Drew knows that Jason always acts to protect his family, and this could be a weakness he wants to exploit. Meanwhile, Selena is not only a powerful player in the underworld but also someone who knows how to use sensitive information to strengthen her position. Knowing the truth about Sasha's child could lead to even more dangerous scenarios. Selena might use this to pressure Jason, forcing him to comply or cooperate with her on terms he can't refuse. If Selena reveals this to Sunny or Willow, things will become even more complicated, pushing the relationship between Michael and Jason into a new level of danger. Sasha, who just wanted to protect her child from this cruel world, now finds herself at the center of a high-stakes underground battle. She never imagined that Cody would be the one to expose her secret, and now she doesn't know if she can trust anyone anymore. The most important thing for Sasha now is not only protecting her baby but also securing her place against those who would exploit the situation for their own gain. Jason won't sit idly by while things spiral out of control. He will have to make tough decisions, including whether to side with Carly to protect Sasha or continue to stand firm on his own. Carly, with her ability to control the situation and think ahead, may act before Selena or Drew have the chance to use this information to their advantage. But the biggest question remains, how will Jason react to Cody after this mistake? Jason has helped Cody many times, and Cody revealing the secret could shake the trust between them. Will Jason forgive Cody, or will he see this as an unforgivable betrayal? This story is becoming more and more complicated, and Jason and Carly's roles in protecting Sasha and the baby are more important than ever. They won't let Selena or Drew control the situation, but will they be fast enough to act before things spiral out of control? An underground war full of tension awaits, and this is just the beginning. Sasha will give birth to a boy, an event that holds significant meaning not only for her but also for many forces in Port Charles. The birth of the child is not only a miracle for Sasha after all the losses she has endured but also marks a major turning point for the future of the Corinthos family and the power structure in Port Charles. Carly, who always thinks beyond what others can see, has already realized that Sasha's son could become a key figure in the future, and she is beginning to plan for the child's destiny right now. Carly doesn't believe in coincidence. She understands that everything in their world must be intentionally arranged, and this child is not just Sasha's son, but the first child born after Michael and Wiley's generation, a person who could continue the legacy Carly has built. In Carly's eyes, this is not just a normal child, it is someone who can be trained to become the perfect heir to the legacies she has left behind. Although Michael was once seen as Sunny's successor, the truth is Michael has never fully belonged to this world. He has always struggled between the lines of legality and illegality, between family and morality, and Carly knows he will never fully dedicate himself to becoming the leader Sonny once was. If Michael continues to stay out of it and focus on what he believes is right, Sasha's son could take on even greater responsibility. Carly sees an opportunity, a replacement, a person who could inherit the family's legacy and power in a way that Michael was never ready to do. However, this raises a big question for Jason and Sasha. Does Sasha want her son to become part of this power struggle? After all the pain she has endured, the last thing Sasha wants is to push her son into a future full of turmoil. But she also knows that Carly is not easy to refuse, and if Carly has set her sights on this child, escaping Carly's calculations won't be easy. Jason, on the other hand, can't help but feel responsible for this child. He has always been a protector, always putting family first. And if Carly believes this is the child who will have an important role in the future, Jason knows he must be there to protect and guide him along the right path. But what is the right path in a world like this? He can't let Carly turn this child into a weapon, but he also knows that the protection Carly proposes is not meaningless. Meanwhile, the bigger question still hangs in the air. Will Sonny accept Carly's plan? Sonny is going through a difficult time, with his health not what it used to be, and the power struggles erupting around him. If Sonny discovers that Carly is planning a new successor, it might push Sonny out of the game sooner than he expected. Will Sonny feel betrayed if Carly doesn't trust Michael but instead bets on a newborn child? And more importantly, will Michael accept the idea that his brother will be raised to take over what was supposed to be his? Sasha's son's birth is not just personally significant, it will completely change the dynamics of the world they live in. If Carly succeeds in her plan, Port Charles will witness a new generation of leadership, with Jason, Carly, and Sasha controlling everything. But if Sasha decides to go against Carly's plan, she might have to face consequences she never anticipated. The question remains, will this child truly become the heir Carly wants, or will Sasha and Jason find a way to protect him from the fate Carly has set for him? And if Carly is determined to stick to her plan, who can stop her? An underground battle is forming, and this child is at the center of it all.